I mean, who does know how to work a Roku remote? I was backstage with Yarira, and she was telling me about this amazing photo that Christian put together, and I was like, wow, mira nomás, nombre chara. Flaco was very handsome. What happened? I love Flaco. Same thing with Santiago. I'm like, dang, they were lookers. Lookers. So speaking of Christian Mulder, I'm going to bring him up. He's the gentleman that did all of the amazing graphics and stuff. So please welcome him to the stage.
Hi guys. I know we were not scheduled to speak today, but I just had to say something that, first of all, thank you for the family. We are with you in your pain, in the memory of a great man. I just had to say something that, in everything that we're living in this moment, sometimes it's very difficult to organize everything, and I just want to say thank you to Yadira Lozano, because in 3 days she put all of this together. Please. I think that's some kind of record right there. So we will present the next video. The last time that I was in Flaco's house, we were doing an interview, and we were recording some video, and I asked him about people that he knew and places that he's been to, and of course the list is so long, and the people that he knew was just very incredible. And he said, it's not that I'm bragging, but I am. So one more time in this stage, please give it up for Flaco Jimenez.
Flaco Jimenez. What does one say about the greatest Conjunto musician of all time? That he was a favorite son of San Antonio, the salt of the earth, a supernaturally gifted musician and superstar, a pioneer of American music? He was all of that. Like Willie Nelson and Lydia Mendoza, Flaco's musical talents were evident at an early age and never stopped expanding. He took Conjunto music and San Antonio heart and soul to a global stage. But our great ambassador was as adept and comfortable playing country music, the blues, rock and roll, and folk songs as he was rancheras or polkas. There was a time, however, that he was simply Leonardo. Before his family moved to the west side, they lived in a barrio workers' camp near the San Antonio Zoo, on a street that doesn't exist anymore. Leonardo recalled hearing the lions roar as he fell asleep at night. The family was poor, but he looked back fondly. Flaco recalled his favorite Christmas gift, a used little red wagon, a radio flyer. Many know the story of the young Flaco, the prodigy, secretly teaching himself how to play on his father's button accordion. But the first real instrument his father bought him was an acoustic guitar. Flaco also played bajo sexto. The first time he appears on record, he is playing bajo on his father's No Tuve la Dicha, a canción polka, on the Corona label. He never forgot the first time he heard the great Lydia Mendoza. Her voice, Flaco said, was like listening to the stars fall out of the sky. Poetic, insightful. But Flaco also loved listening to country music on the radio. He was curious about Elvis and rock and roll. It's easy to forget that Flaco Jimenez was part of the same music generation and pop culture that gave us Elvis Presley, Bob Dylan, Chuck Berry, Aretha Franklin, the Beatles, and Joni Mitchell. We loved Flaco not only for what he was, but for what he represented: family and cultura and pride. There was also the sex appeal. As a young man dressed in his cowboy shirts and boots, he was devilishly handsome, and he was a hell of a singer. When he played those lightning-fast runs, he practically vibrated with excitement. How many times did we marvel at those electric jitterbug moves, the head bobs, and exaggerated shoulder twitches as he played? And always with a smile, música alegre, improvised, and felt deeply. He was a humble man, thoughtful, generous to a fault. He was not perfect. He was no angel. And he had his bad boy moments. But he also served his country in the Army. He performed for many charities and causes. He was a loving son who could be moved to tears when talking about his father, Don Santiago Jimenez. The awards and accolades and memories are too many to list, but some are too big to be ignored. The National Medal of Arts presented by the President of the United States. 5 Grammy Awards plus a Lifetime Grammy Award. The National Heritage Fellowship from the National Endowment for the Arts. He was a Texas State musician and Texas Medal of Arts recipient. And there were the associations with so many. From Los Caporales, Toby Torres, Henry Zimmerly, Fred Ojeda, Eva Ibarra, Esteban Jordan, and Santiago Jimenez Jr., to his good friend Doug Somm, Augie Myers, Freddie Fender, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, Peter Rowan, Ry Cooder, Dwight Yoakam, Buck Owens, Los Lobos, Raul Malo, and Max Baca, and so many others. He had many champions, most notably Juan Tejeda and the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center's Tejano Conjunto Festival in San Antonio. Gilbert Reyes at Hohner Instruments. Musicologists and historians Chris Strauchwitz and Ramon Hernandez. Record producer and studio owner Joe Trevino, and of course, Max Baca y Los Texmaniacs. They kept him going. 2025 was a hard year of challenging health issues, hospitalizations, and heartache. Down-home gigs at the Conjunto Festival and at Rubens Place and Lermas, a memory. Flaco faced it with courage, humility, and when he could muster it, the trademark good humor and pride in a race well run. The world loved him and his music, and we will never let go of that magic. But he was extra special in San Antonio, his hometown. Flaco Jimenez was our Satchmo. He is to San Antonio what Louis Armstrong is to New Orleans and jazz. Now he is one of those stars in the sky, flying in his little red wagon.
What an amazing